Okay, you guys, this is my favorite angel. She's so pretty. Look how she caressing the dove, just holding it. Looked like the dove just flew in her arms. I'm about to go get me something to eat. So I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. I got my food. I went and got my lunch, so I'm about to eat that before I do my makeup, y'all. I'm gonna try that King's. They didn't have nothing on the menu. Literally, the menu was short, but the food looked so freaking good. They had like chicken sandwiches, chicken strip, and fries. That was all I can get. But I didn't get the chicken. I got fries, the secret sauce, and the Texas toast. I'm about to grub on that and be freaking happy, like for real. They fries, they secret sauce, and they Texas toast. Ginger mango tea, cold tea, but raw freaking honey. These fries little, but they're freaking good. Like that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Texas toast. Hi, Special Spirit of Lights. Hello, hello, hello. I am just going to eat my breakfast. I want to come in and say hello. I know it's been a few days since I turned on my camera and been able to really vlog. But I had mentioned I wasn't going to like start vlogging today. I was just going to eat my breakfast and be happy with that, and just try to find common ground when I can really vlog, because a lot been going on. But I remember saying that I would talk about this show that I was watching. I literally thought it was a movie. I got the big breakfast this morning with hash brown.
Starting all over again.
Hey,
it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
On us, but we're gonna make it.
Hey.
Starting all over again. It's gonna be rough on us, but we're gonna make it.
Like I said, I had mentioned a show, and I thought I'd go ahead and try to, I said I would tell you about it. Okay, the show is called Euphoria. Is that, it's been, since I've been able to, I haven't been watching TV, anything like that, in the last 5 days, because dealing with my chronic pain. It's been a trip. It's been a trip. I've been going through it. And I try to do what I can as far as the ASMR. And sometimes I just can't take it no more. I have to go lay down, and then laying down is worse. Oh my God. I have to lay down because I can't take it no more. Then I lay down, I'm in more pain. But I want to talk about the show. I could be saying the name wrong. Euphoria. Child. The show is about several people.
And Zendaya plays the young lady who has a sister and mom, and she's home from rehab, the hospital, from having an overdose on drugs with no plans whatsoever to get off. Child. And she's like 16 in this show. And there's a lot of young kids, young people. I want to say kids because what they're doing in this show, I can't even call them kids. I done saw so much. Too much. I done saw so much in this show. I start to feel like I haven't seen enough in life. Oh my God. And to be honest with you, when I first started the show, I was going off. I was going off through the whole show in the beginning. I was saying young people should not be watching this show. I wouldn't have my teenage child watching this show. But, you know, as the show went on, I kind of got a different perspective. And I'll tell you about it. Either I'll tell you about it today or tomorrow or whenever, but I will tell you about it. I do have a different perspective of, you know, the show and what I would do if I had to, like, if I had a teenager that, if I had a teenager in this era. Okay, the butter is melty. Spirit is starving. My stomach been growling. I'm growling like crazy. I don't understand this big breakfast thing. I told him that I wanted without meat, but I got pancakes, eggs, and a biscuit. I don't know. I guess the biscuit was supposed to be for the sausage or the bacon. I'll be glad when it gets to the point where we got some veggie meat to choose from. That's if we want it. It's nice to have a choice. Okay. I just had ketchup. I guess I'll put my egg inside this biscuit. Okay. So, I'm going to try to remember. My brain is a little foggy. I've been... Big girl, I've been through the ringer this week. I don't even know how I got through this week. It's been one of the hardest and most painful weeks. Ever since I got burnt, it's been difficult. But, okay, so, now, I wish I knew the girl name instead of calling her Zendaya. But she was in high school. And she just kind of looked manic. Like, she didn't comb her hair. She looked like she didn't really care about fashion or anything like that. She didn't care what she looked like. And the mom was always on her case because she was a drug addict. But mom would make her take tests, test her urine to make sure she's not on drugs. Now, And all through the show, the girl was on drugs. When I tell you she was high as a kite, she was always freaking high. Always freaking high. And she was going to this place, like a rehab. She was going there high. As if she was sober. And how she got away with it is that somebody would pee in a bottle or something for her, like a friend. And when she sit on the toilet, she would squeeze it out. And her mother would drug test it. And of course she would pass because her friend that she was using, and she really didn't like, wasn't on drugs. As the show go on, somehow her and the friend become unclose because the friend felt like she never really cared about her. It was just always about her, which it was. So as the show go on, there was another young lady started out in the show like Zendaya. She lived with her dad. They showed her putting injections in her butt. Now when I first saw it, I was going off because I thought it was drugs. But it wasn't. I found out down the show. She went out one night talking to this boy online. She'd get there, she was catfish. It wasn't a teenage boy like her. But she was about 16. It was a grown man. Somewhere like around 45, maybe 50. And the next thing they showed was the grown man, like kind of like, just like having, like, to me, rough sex, having anal sex with her. And he was from behind her, and she looked like it was painful. I was thinking she was a virgin or something. I was like, oh my God, it's terrible. And I was saying to myself, don't go in there. He's not the guy that you've been talking to. She still went in there. But he gave her a hotel address. He did what he wanted with her. After that, she went to a party. She ain't know none of the kids there. And the popular guy at the party, was asking her what was she doing there, because didn't nobody know her. She had pulled a knife on him, and she's like, you trying to hurt me? You trying to hurt me? I guess she got scared. So the popular boy backed up off of her, and she ran out. The next day in school, she sees Zendaya. Zendaya was at that party, but Zendaya was high as a kite. They started talking. They became best friends. And Zendaya started staying the night over her house. And I guess that night from the party, When Zenze started staying over her house, they showed the girl with just her underwear and clothes on. Well, she had a penis. I know y'all saying Spirit's getting crazy. It is. She did. She had a penis. Now, I had no clue that she was transgender. I thought she was a girl. I didn't even think twice like that. But when I saw the penis, I was thinking I'm seeing things. That's got to be a pad or something. But as the show went on, yeah, she was transgender. And she had started transitioning years ago. She always had been different since she was a little kid. She was constantly meeting up with guys. Sex and money. So no matter what, no matter how much people talk to Zenze, no matter what they try to put in her head, she wasn't going to stay off drugs. She meets this girl, and the girl tells her one day that they can't be friends no more if she's going to stay on drugs, because Zenze went to this guy's house one night that was his friend, and he sell drugs. And he was young, like a teenager too. And his little brother looked like about 10, 12 years old, selling drugs with him. Had a big time drug dealer come to the house. And Zenze was over there begging him for drugs. And he told Zenze he didn't want to give her no more drugs because she almost died. She almost overdosed. He didn't want nothing happening to her and have to take some heat. So Zenze wouldn't leave. She wouldn't leave because she really wanted him to give her drugs. But the drug dealer and some other dude came over there to drop off the drugs to the guy. Saw Zenze there, offered her some weird drugs, and she kept saying she didn't want none, but he kept telling her to try it. She kept saying no. The guy tried to take up for Zenze and said no, she don't want it. The man told him to shut up. Like, you don't shut up, you're about to get your butt whooped. He put a little taste of it. It was liquid form on a knife and put it in Zenze's mouth, and she took it. She was out for the count right away. She was high as a kite. And then the guy told her, "You like it?" And she said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, now you owe me $300. And she was trying to tell him she ain't got it, but she was slurred because of the drugs. So the guy was like, "Look, she ain't got it." He's like, "I'll just give it to you out the money that I just paid you for the drugs." He's like, "No, I want her to give it to me. If she can't pay for it, she's going to have to pay for it another way." But she's about to do whatever he wanted with her. The guy jumped in again. Well, the man told him, "Well, I'm going to charge you double since you want it. I want $600 for a little taste of drugs. I mean, a little taste on the tongue." And the guy left Zenze alone, left on the couch. But the guy was trying to sell the guy to buy that type of drug from him. And he was like, "No, I don't want to mess with that. Dangerous. Too many people like OD God left, and Zaya was having a hard time coming back together. Like it was like terrible. So what he did was call her best friend from school, which is the transgender. Took her to her house. She watched over Zaya till she came back, and they became even closer. So the transgender girl told Zaya, they're going to be friends. She can't be on drugs. She's going to be on drugs. She don't want nothing to do with her. Lord and behold, when Zaya started trying to become clean. Clean for 2 weeks. But in the process, she started falling in love with the transgender. She was misreading her. You know, she really, really liked her for everything that she was. And it's not that she liked her because she had a penis and saw her as a boy. Zendaya, and through the movie, she liked girls. She has no problem with being with females. So she definitely saw the transgender as a girl, but she wanted to be with her. And you know how you know someone falling in love with you, but you don't stop it. You kind of go with the flow. That's what the transgender was doing, but you could see the look on their face that they was unhappy. They wasn't really trying to hear it. And Zendaya is really into this girl. And the bad part about it is that she's filling a void. The moment that this transgender girl don't want her, she's going to be back on drugs. But I think the transgender girl is scared to tell her because she want what, you know, she don't want no female. He told Zendaya she done been with like 20 men. Okay? She don't want to be with no female. But her and Zendaya get along so good. Like they get along real good. Like a friendship is everything. So I have to wait till next season to see what's going to happen. But Zendaya and the transgender went to the carnival one night to hang out. The transgender sees the older man at the carnival. He with his whole family. He got a grown son, 2 grown sons, and a wife. A wife that he treat like crap. She let him push her over. And then, when she looked up, the son, one of the sons, was the guy that she pulled the knife on that night at the party. And he was looking at her, staring at his dad. She was staring at his dad because she recognized the dad, who was the guy from the motel. And the dad got nervous and scared. He didn't want nobody to know who he was. I'm going to tell you why. Because the son went to the girls' school. The transgender school and Zendaya's school. We saw the girl the next day in school. We told her he knew who she was. I'm going to tell you what he did. No, let me hold her right here. Let me go back. Now, the son, when he was little, about 6, this part about to get crazy, okay? I had to, my camera had cut off. So basically what I was saying was, the boy that was at that party that the transgender pulled the knife on, when he was about 6 years old, he used to go and sneak in his dad's office. His dad used to have these CDs, and on these CDs, he had them color-coded. And The reason why he had them color coded is to make sure that nobody was in his ish. You know what I mean? His kids, his wife, nobody. That was his way of staying safe. And this was his secret place. Like, his wife didn't even like go in there and even see if he was doing business or anything. But anyway, the little boy would turn on the computer to see what his dad doing. And one day he put the tapes in. And his dad was basically meeting up with very young teenagers, okay? Underage children, people, kids, teens. And for my age, they're kids, you know, but, you know, they're teens. And he would meet up with them. And he was having sex. He was talking to them, making them feel like he was so lonely, or, you know, he would pay them, and he would just be having sex. Some of this stuff was like a little rough, crazy. It was crazy with these teenagers. And these were all boys that he was having sex with. All boys, okay? And a lot of them were gay or transgender. So now let's go back up. So when he saw a transgender girl, he recognized her from one of them CDs that his dad had. So he was just like watching her at school and stuff like that. Now that night of the party, he was drunk. And before he saw her, he was kind of like partying with a Hispanic girl. And the Hispanic little feisty sexual self was in a pool begging another guy to do it to her. And so when he started flirting with her, she started flirting with him back. He invited her over to his house one night, and he started, you know, touching her, kissing her. He was ready to have sex with her. He asked her, "Are you a virgin?" That heifer said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, she a virgin." Lying. Lie. And he said, "But I saw you in a pool with so-and-so." She said, "I was drunk. I don't remember anything." That's what she told him. So in his mind, he thinking that boy raped her. Child, he started stalking the boy. He started stalking the boy that was in the pool with the Hispanic girl. This little boy was a good, kind of like a good kid, because she wanted him to do it to her. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to kind of get to know her. She was drunk. He didn't want to do it to her while she was drunk. He started stalking that boy. Everywhere that boy went, he went. Store, gas station, mall. For days. I think for 2 weeks he stalked that boy. He finally climbed in, up a window and got into the boy's apartment once he knew where the boy lived at. The boy locks his door, goes in his bedroom, the guy standing there, punch him in his face. Sucker punched him. And a boy in shock. He's trying to like tell him he's gonna call the police or whatever. And he's asked him about the Spanish girl. What did he do to her? Did he rape her or whatever? And he kept saying, no. She was the one trying to give it to me. The guy kept beating him, punching him in his face. I thought he was going to kill him. And then all of a sudden, he was like, "Whatever I'm going to do to you, you can't tell nobody." So he started beating the guy. I ain't think nothing of it. But then it came like, it kind of went to like commercial. And when it came back, it showed him getting out the shower, y'all. Getting out the shower, cleaning his body. And I knew in my heart, I kind of felt in my heart, I said, "Lord, why I feel like he raped that boy?" But I feel like he did that. I was like, well, maybe he just beat him up real bad. He just took a shower to wash his body off and stuff like that. But then, as some time go on in the show, he started falling in love with somebody else besides the Spanish girl. Now it was crazy because he was doing everything for the Spanish girl. Like he like went out his way, like treating her like a princess, right? But he also realized that when he raped that boy didn't touch her. That boy was telling the truth. But he had so much anger in him and so much hatred, and from watching his dad all those years have sex with those kids, that he took it out on that boy. I also feel like he grown a nasty desire to do the same thing his dad was doing, because he never told his dad, never told his mom. And he went from 6 to 16, 17 years old. And, you know, at first I was saying, okay, he's just angry. He needs to see a psychiatrist. But now I'm saying, no, he's sick. He just like the dad. I kept feeling that way. So then, one night, he started questioning his Spanish girlfriend again about her having sex with this guy. And he knew she was lying to him, but he still would kiss her, have sex with her, like act like nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong. So he started making a connection with a new person. I was like, okay, he done with her. He knows she's lying. He don't want her no more. So it shows him falling in love. But then the transgender met a new guy online. And she started falling in love. She's like, oh, this person different. He not like the other guys. So then Zendaya, she was getting a little worried and a little jealous, because the transgender definitely was falling in love. Like, it was taking her attention. But she haven't met the guy yet. So after weeks of being on the phone with this person, she finally meets up with him. Come to find out, it was the guy that she put the knife on, which was the son of the man who threw her child to the bed and took advantage of her and did whatever he wanted to her. Now, you can have two perspectives. I felt like when I watched it, it was rape. But then I also feel like that's what the transgender kind of wanted. She participated. She wanted to be involved with this sexual rough sex thing. Like, she went out to have sex because it was just like crazy. Like, she didn't even have to go in the room. She wanted to go in the room. It was crazy because she was, once you go on the story, you realize, okay, she's having sex with multiple men. But I felt like she was dramatized that night, because I just felt like she was dramatized. I just felt like she was just going through something. And she was just hoping that it was really a nice person who really wanted to be with her. And I think she was in search of a man that she could fall in love with, actually have a real relationship with, than to be like a prostitute with. And now what was I saying? Okay, y'all see how I jumped off of that? Oh my God. Okay, help me out, y'all. What was Spirit saying? What was Spirit saying? So yeah, they decided to meet up, and the transgender saw him coming up. He put a fake picture out like his dad did, and she saw him. She was so angry. She was so mad. She was like, why? You know, she was upset because, I'm going to tell you how he had got her. While they was falling in love, he had got her to send him nude pictures. And she had got Zendaya to take the pictures of her nude, and she sent it to him. When they met up at the park, he told her, you ain't going to tell nobody about my dad. You're never going to mention it again, and I'm going to make sure of it. Because if you do, I'm going to show that you sent all your nude pictures to all our friends, everybody in school, and you'll be known as a pedophile. You'll go to jail and your life will be ruined. So now she was upset, and she was like, not more than upset, rightfully so. All control was literally in this boy's hand. And then he grabbed her and kissed her like he had been waiting to kiss her forever. Okay? Forever. Okay? And she was just like disgusted, pulling away, but she couldn't get away from him. He held her face and he kissed her. And then he let her go. And she told him, she said, you ain't nothing but a agate, like your dad. That's what you are. And he hit her or something. And basically, he was letting her know, like, I'm going to walk away from you, but you better not ever tell nobody that you met my dad or you know him, because the dad was an important man. He bought the majority of the houses in that place. He was a big time known person in that town. And he was always throwing family cookouts and parties. And here he is, the #1 pedophile around all these children, this family and stuff. It was crazy. So then, while he was out there meeting her, his girlfriend took a peek. Well, while he was getting ready to go meet the transgender, his girlfriend took a peek at the phone. She realized that she got the phone number of the person who was writing her man. So she decided to contact that person one day, and she realized that it was the girl from their school, the transgender girl. And then she discovered that her man had all of these D pictures, DICK pictures, all up in his phone. And she was confused. She didn't understand. Like, why would he have all these ick pictures? Why would he have all these ick pictures? Well, I think he had those pictures because he was trying to fool the transgender. That's why I think he had the picture. That's what I was thinking. So I still wasn't thinking that he had raped or he was gay. I still wasn't thinking this at this point. But then him and the girlfriend got in an argument. She wanted to know where he went, who he was hanging around with, what's going on. And basically, he choked her. He choked her. And like tried to choke her out. Like literally he could have took her life. It was bad. It was real bad. And she had to go to school like that. And she tried to hide it because she was in love with him. Well, he confided her and told her he was confused. Basically, he admitted that he's basically gay. And he's gay. It turned out later on in the show he's gay. He liked men. He liked his dad. But he's dangerous. He's worse than his dad. He literally is going to kill somebody. And then the boy that he done raped, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but the boy went to the school. And this poor boy is living with that. And I think he's going to come back up in another season. He's going to tell somebody what that boy did to him. And it's sad because he didn't do nothing to that little girl. And she lied on him. And then that boy done beat him up and raped him. The show just is crazy. So in the beginning of the show kind of hyped it up like these teenagers having the time of their life. Then it starts to go into the real reality of the down spiral of these lives and secret lives that these children live. And child, I started really getting interested in it because I remember when I was younger, as a teenager, when I was out on my own, I had friends that was way older than me. And I actually had friends. I remember I did Storytime. My best friend Juanita passed away. She was killed by a man she was dating, an older man. And she was only 16. But before that, her brother did drugs. They did cocaine. And I witnessed this. Not just from her and him, But I had older friends that were doing drugs. And I would have older friends who would tell me, you know, don't never do this, don't never do this. And I would see all of this stuff going on. But for me as a child, I had my reasons why I didn't drink or do drugs. And I told that story time. I was never going to drink or do drugs. Like I drink socially, but when I say drink, I mean drink to the point where it's some type of habit, some type of comfort for me. I don't drink for comfort at all. But as a kid, I told my story time why I don't do that. And my grandmother plays a big part of that. Y'all, I'm getting hot. Y'all see Spirit Girl makeup melting? I might have to say thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this and just chit chat with me. Don't be talking about my melted makeup either. I swear I'll block you. I'm not playing. I'm just kidding. I ain't kidding. Anyway, let me turn my car on. Oh my God, I'm hot. Ooh, child. Oh my God. Let me open up my vents. Ooh, child. Ooh, come on, air. Okay. Let the car run a little bit, get a little air. Okay. So, yeah. That's a lot. The little Spanish girl has a story too. She has a story too. Why she's the way she is and why she do the things she do. She let this man choke her and abuse her. They ended up calling the cops on him because she went to school. Somebody saw it. She was choked from the back of her neck to like around here. It was so bad. It was so bad. It made me, it just was heartbreaking, you know. And she was willing to be abused, and she's still seeing this man love her, and she was mad at her parents because she didn't want nobody calling the cops on him. She didn't want him in jail. It was just a lot. And the principal ended up calling the cops, and they arrested him in school. Well, his father showed up. His father showed up, y'all. He had anxiety like a mother F, okay? He jived. Everything was in slow motion for him. He started watching his life pass before his eyes. He started picturing him being locked up and all kind of stuff. It was crazy. But then once they said to him why he was there, he realized it wasn't for him. It was for his son. He was relieved, but then upset at the same time because he provided the best like lifestyle for his children. And he was supposed to be like one of the best fathers. And so basically, so now he has an issue. The father is now, while the son was locked up. Oh, I gotta go, y'all. Let me tell y'all this last little part. Or last little bit because Nadine is here. So I know that y'all was enjoying it, but I gotta go. But the father started going through this down spiral, this anxiety thing and depression, y'all. Instead of meeting up with these little young teenagers and being a pedophile and stanky ass that he is, he started talking to them like they his psychiatrists, okay? He started, you know, basically, you know, telling them about his family and that he thinks that his son is turning out like him. You know, he think that because of what he is, it might have passed down the DNA with his son. That's what he was thinking. That's because he didn't realize that his son had been watching him and what he do for years. And also his son had been stalking him. Just like the way he stalked that boy, how professional he was, he already had a whole lot of practice before he stalked and raped that boy. He stalked his dad. He knew what his father was doing, okay? As he got older, he was stalking his dad. And the reason why he was stalking his dad is to make sure that his dad don't get caught. Anything loose ends, anything happen, he could kind of, you know, cover it up for his dad. That's what he was doing. But the dad now is going through this down spiral, facing reality that he's a stinking pedophile and he's gay. He's also gay. And that he been living a lie for all these years, and now his son is gay, still living a lie. He want people to think he's straight, Okay. And Zendaya, she trying hard not to go to drugs, but she saw the girl drugs. She was spending the night over the transgender house, and she went to go get her some water or something from the kitchen, and her parents, her dad left some drugs or something on the counter, and I think she stole a bottle, you know, of the drugs. So child, the show is crazy, but it's definitely interesting. And I haven't even told y'all the part where, y'all, like I told y'all, I done saw so much. I never saw so many icks in my life. I never saw so many different sizes, short, long, wide, skinny. Shouldn't even be called an ick. I don't know. I just saw a different. My mouth was just like, it was just like shocking. I mean, it was just shocking. Okay. And I'm 49 years old, and the show shocked the freak out of me. Okay. It shocked me so bad, child. I was like, oh my God, why are they teaching me about? I thought I knew a little something. I don't think I know nothing from what I saw. Okay. So now, so the show is crazy. Now that I got past the crazy stuff and all them icks, I'm telling you, icks almost lost me. I was saying to myself, I see one more ick, I'm gone. One more ick. But then I got into the show and I was just like, oh my God, here goes another ick. Wow, whoa, what the freak? Oh my God, put your ick back in. It was just crazy. Anyway, I got through the show. I absolutely love the show. It has a really, really good message, and also I was listening to the part where the person who wrote the show was telling the story from the perspective of when they were young and what their life were like. So it was just like, wow, they wrote the heck out of that show. I absolutely, I don't want to use the word love, but I really, really, I don't even know what the word, like, I just feel like the show is very, very good, you know. And I don't want to use the word love because it's so sexual and it's got so many icks in it. But I love what the message, what they're trying to show about how these children go through this real stuff, real life, and how a lot of their parents are so blind, working, paying them no attention, or giving them attention, and they still just doing what you wouldn't believe that they're doing. Everything under the sun that an adult is doing, if not worse. Child, I said, well, hopefully, if any teenagers are watching that show out there, that in the end, that their life will be much better because they will learn something from it and will not do what they see, what those teenagers are done and portray it and got going on in their life. It's nuts. Okay, I'm gone, y'all. Bye.